been rumors, man. Is he going to take a break? Is he going to retire? There were rumors after they won a Super Bowl. He decided to come back. Now they had this terrible season. And there's rumors that he might take a break. So talk to us about that, Matt.
Okay, so boy, when I tell you I saw that crap on Instagram, boy, I couldn't wait to unload on this one. So look here. I'm not calling Sean McVay a bad coach at all. Trust me when I tell you that. I will never out of my mouth say he is a bad coach. What I will say, he's overrated. He's highly overrated. I'm sorry. Because here's what I mean by that.
Okay.
He has, when Sean McVay was successful with the Rams and a new quarterback, Goff, why was he successful?
Why?
Todd damn Gurley.
Okay.
Period.
Yeah, Todd Gurley was the man.
Period.
So he got hurt.
So and when I tell you, he leaned on Todd Gurley. I mean, hard. And what did that do? That put them in the playoffs every year, right? That let Goff look good every year until Todd Gurley got hurt. And when they couldn't use that kid no more, he pretty much wrote Gurley off. If you didn't see that writing on the wall, the way he got exited out, then you weren't paying attention because he did the same exact damn thing to Goff. The minute Goff couldn't take a hit when the Patriots exposed him in the Super Bowl, he pretty much wrote Goff off from there because it showed within that next season that he has to have a perfect offensive line. The minute pressure come to Goff, it's over, period. He is done for the rest of the game. And so what McVay will do is he will exit you from that, and he will move on as long as he can find the right piece, as long as he can get the piece. But remember, he has to have all the pieces. But without a running game, what has happened to the Rams? They come out the playoffs. They're out of the playoffs. They may have a decent record to get in, but they're getting that playoff ass out of there. But what did they do? They invested all that money because if you don't think Matthew Stafford was a top 5 quarterback between his time in Detroit and his time prior to the Super Bowl era, to the Super Bowl win, then you ain't watching football because that man can throw a football. They just couldn't get it done in Detroit. I don't know why. They just couldn't. I really felt like they wasted a lot of his talent down there in Detroit. But what did he do? He came over to a system that had some weapons for him. Why? Because again, Sean McVay got to have all the right pieces. They threw every dime and dollar and draft pick into that year, and they won. Simple as that. They won. They coughed up 3 first-round draft picks, and they won. And then that elbow went out. So they thought they were going to have another year of this same type of run, but that elbow went out. That elbow needed surgery. And if anybody thought that good quarterback that I just said, if that, top 5, if you thought that was going to happen after an elbow surgery, now you're not watching football. Because where you can be great, something as small as that elbow will take you out for a year. Go ask Cam Newton. Go ask Cam. And here's the thing. The Panthers were actually smart because they shut him down from that first week and said, nope, because they saw enough. They knew they could not go a whole year with that. You can't throw the ball. If you look at a quarterback after that elbow and his trajectory on a spin for 10 yards is perfect, but that arm looked like he pretty much had to give gas and more just to get it that way, he's not throwing the ball 15, 20 yards down the field off of that surgical elbow. It just can't happen. Not right now. I honestly feel like Tommy John surgery with baseball, what do? You out for the whole year if you have to have Tommy John. I feel like if a quarterback has to have that elbow surgery, I believe he needs to be out for a year. I have yet to see a quarterback come from that elbow surgery and have a successful season. I haven't seen it yet. I've seen them go down because of it. And look, he couldn't even finish the season. Now you have no quarterback. You are literally relying on Baker Mayfield. And then, remind you have no draft picks for almost, I don't know when the next time they're going to get a first-round draft pick, but you have to go into the next season with both Matt Stafford and a returning elbow and Baker Mayfield. That's really what you want? That's what you do is now you quit, take the gear off so your ass don't get fired for all these decisions that you made and you don't have a team anymore. Because you don't have any money. They have absolutely no income.
They don't. I don't know how they got all the money to get who they got. When they got Barry Wagner, I'm like, what they
Yeah,
got
you're right, Kevo. Absolutely, Kevo. If Joe should have stayed away from Cup because that elbow. And actually, you shouldn't have stayed away from Cup if you really think about it. You really should have just sold him high because his first half of the season was actually amazing. Why? Because he was catching these 5, 10-yard passes because he can't go no further than that. Stafford couldn't go any further than that. That's why Goff getting 17 catches in the damn game because he's the quickest guy to get those shorter routes. But what's going to happen to those legs when you keep doing it? Because that's all they did was lean on him. They didn't go anywhere else. You brought Allen Robinson there for God knows what reason. Now, I've always thought Allen Robinson was overrated, but I actually thought this might have been the right system for him.
Yeah.
Good quarterback. He's a compliment to Cup. They get a decent running game, but none of that happened because that elbow. It is what it is. But I think, to me, he's taking the year off because he's not going to take the hit for what happens after this year. He can't. His career can't afford it. So, yeah, he quitting. I mean, I'm not saying Sean Payton quit, but he quit. He didn't want to deal with the aftermath. And sometimes you don't need to deal with that. He didn't want to deal with the aftermath of no Breeze. His career probably just he didn't want to deal with that. So he just, when Breeze walked, he walked. And that's okay. That's okay. But Sean McVay can't stay. He has to take the year off. He cannot stay. You didn't even sign Odell back. And I told y'all that man wouldn't come back this year.
I know. He's still hurt.
It's still
Dallas though. Dallas begging for this dude.
The Rams right now are going to be a mess for about 3 years. The Rams are going to be a mess for 3 years. The Cardinals are going to be they will be better than the Rams after this year.
See, I think one of the main reasons why they were terrible because of their offensive line. It was bad. But
I can't blame the offensive line when I'm looking at the quarterback not being able to throw the ball past 10 yards.
They had no protection on him though. He had no protection. Early in the season, he had no protection.
But again, they had no money in no draft picks. So again, that's on the coach. I mean, they invested everything into the Super Bowl year.
Yeah,
they invested everything into that year.
See, I'm with you on this. So like I'm not gonna go and say that he's a bad coach. All right. But I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from. You're saying that things gotta be perfect for him.
Yep.
You gotta have the certain pieces. And that's what they've been looking like, because look at this Rams team. That Rams team did not look dominant last year when they should have. You see what they had on their team, offensively and defensively. Even defensively, I know you need the DC, but defensively, they were not one of the best defensive teams in the league, statistic-wise. But we knew they were capable of making big plays because they got Aaron Donald, Von Miller, got Jalen Ramsey, got all these people, right?
They created turnovers, and they could score 30 points.
Exactly. And then offensively, they had weapons like crazy too. And then they ain't really clicked until the playoffs, and then they still almost lost to the 49ers. So it's like you said, things gotta be perfect. He is a great coordinator, a great play caller. He's a great designer. He knows how to get people in the right positions. He knows how to use your talents in the right way.
Yep.
And I still think he's a good coach. You know what I mean? Because you have to be a good coach to lead all those veterans to a Super Bowl. There are egos involved and all that stuff. You can sign OBJ. You got Von Miller there. Aaron Donald, think he's the best ever.
You got a lot of egos there.
You got Matthew Stafford, who's been in his league for a while, who's just ringless. You know what I mean? So you got all these egos, and he was able to manage that even through tough times. They had tough times throughout that season, and they still won a Super Bowl. So I'm gonna say that, but I don't fault him if he were to take a break. Right? I don't fault nobody for making a decision for themselves. Mm-hmm. But I will say this: the biggest challenge. The challenge is taking the team from the dump to gold, not inheriting gold and keep adding gold to that. And that's what he did with the Rams. He inherited a good team.
Exactly.
And they kept adding good pieces. Now you got to the mountaintop, y'all fell all the way down to the ground. Now it's time to coach. Now it's time to really coach. You know what I mean? And inspire and all that stuff. So if he retires, that's his decision, but he is running from a challenge.
Yes, and this is why guys like my guy Sean McDermott, to me, don't get the credit that they should, because people forget. Yeah, the Bills look great now. What happened to his credit?
Well, Kyle Shanahan too, man.
That crappy Bills team and made them what they are. When a whole dude quit on them during the game, left them hanging out to dry. came back the next week with adversity out of nowhere, and that's when that's when Bills Mafia was born. It was born from that time, and nobody is giving this man credit for building what he built.
Yeah, man.
So the challenge is taking the team from the garbage and making them into something.
Yeah,
This would have been his opportunity to show how smart you are behind the scenes in the draft room. No scouting players. So that to me, when you leave a team because you don't know what the next, that means you don't know what's supposed to come next. But you should. You made these decisions to get here where you are now. So where are the decisions to build off of that?
Facts. And what's good, Kev? You see a comment. What's good with you, man?
What's good, Kevo?
What's good, man? That was a very good show yesterday, man. I know you I know you can't wait to the playoff. Like I said to you yesterday, Kev, don't expect the Cowboys knocking on your door. It might be us. Just know that, all right? All right.
I'm gonna tell y'all something else. Don't let these Steelers sneak their behind.
I know.
I told y'all they was gonna end up 9-8. I put it on my Instagram.
Hey, you've been hitting some of the notes, man. You've been doing your thing.
If they win out these last 2 games, they 9-8.
You've been doing your thing with these predictions. Now look, the Saints won, so they messed.
Yeah, they got their little 6. They got 6.
But here's the thing, though: if the Saints win against the Eagles, which I hope they do, no offense to you, Kev, and the Panthers beat the Buccaneers, the winner between the Saints and the Panthers will win the division.
So they're gonna have a losing record and still kick my ass and make the playoffs. I'll be so mad.
Hey, I needed Saints to make the playoffs, man, because the Eagles got their first round pick. All right. I need to get to the I need them, all right, but we're gonna see. All right. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.